Hello, hello, hello. It is time again for the Better You Leadership Podcast. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. My name's Angela Odom, and you all just come on in. This is going to be really good. So, the first thing I need you to do is to let somebody else know that we are going to have a very good discussion today. So tell your friends, tell your families, tell the people, the women who are in positions of authority and power. Tell the folks that you know who are struggling to be heard. Tell the people who have goals and objectives and just not sure how to do it. They need a little support. Let them know that the Better You Leadership podcast will help them, will benefit them. So my name is Angela Odom. I'm a life and leadership coach, founder of the Better You Project brand, host of the Better You Leadership podcast, author of Bronco Strong, and a contributing author to Camouflage Sister. And I tell you what, I just love, love, love being able to talk to so many leaders and so learn so much from you. I'm also a proud U.S. Army veteran. And so today we are happy that you're here. Hey, Carrie, how you doing? Good morning from Minnesota. There's a lot of things going on in Minnesota. I hope you are safe and warm and being your amazing self. And so we want today to talk about 4 steps effective leaders take to achieve results. That's what we're talking about today. 4 steps effective leaders take to achieve results. Before we get started, I want to make sure as I would encourage you to do, as you are uh, interacting and engaging with other people, you want to give them a framework. You want to give them a framework of how to interact with you. So, what I want you to know is for the Better You, the community, we're focusing on primarily 8 steps, 8 things, 8 topics. And one is we want to talk about your mindset and emotional intelligence first as a foundation. So, inside of the 8 step framework that women leaders would use to become a better leader, and I do have a program, Become a Better Leader in 100 Days. It's a private coaching program. The first step is assess your mindset and emotional intelligence. And then we go to identify your leadership gaps. The third step is increase your productivity as a leader. In all of those first three, we're focusing on leading ourselves. And then we move to the pillar of leading others. And that step 4 would be optimize your leadership communication, verbal, nonverbal, and written. Step 5 is enforce boundaries. Oh my goodness. Uh, if we get this all enforced boundaries, I think we'd be just fine. That goes under the pillar again of leading others. And then we focus on effective negotiation, confrontation, and conflict resolution. And so when we are engaging with others, we're all human, we're social beings. So we need to know how to confront people, negotiate with people, and also to resolve conflicts, especially if you are the person in the position of authority. You need to know how to resolve these things so that you have a better working relationship amongst your team. Step 7 is understand networking and relationship building. That's critical to know how to leverage relationships, how to foster relationships, because really nothing significant is done alone. And then step 8 is achieve results through project management. Isn't that what people are counting on you for? To get things done, to achieve results. And so that's what we're talking about today is how to do that, right? So 4 steps effective leaders take to achieve results. And so I want to just welcome you with that. And what we want to do first, when you are looking to do anything, you're like, well, what's the current situation? What's the current situation? What's the current state of being, right? What are we doing? And before we do any of that, just go ahead and make sure you drop a hi or how you doing. Welcome. Here I am tuning in from, wherever. You might be coming from Puerto Rico, or you might be tuning in from the great state of Minnesota, or Washington State, Georgia, where I am, or anywhere, the DC area. So I want to know where you are listening and watching from. And so And by the way, you hear the noise in the background. I'm actually here on this back porch. I'm in the state of Florida right this minute. And it is beautiful, beautiful scenery. And so you might hear there's a golf course right over here. You might hear people talking also. So let's just stay focused right here. I'm going to use a wellness um, uh, topic as I'm talking through how we get things done. Now, how about that? I see my mom and daddy's daughter, my sister Sabrina. Hello from Jackson, Mississippi. Hey, sis. There you go. And so we start right. Let's just use a wellness um, situation as we are focusing on getting things done. Again, today we're talking about 4 steps effective leaders take to achieve results. And so that's what we are talking about. So for my current state, right, that's the first thing you want to do is before we even go into what the process or the framework. So my current wellness state, so I just took a look at it, thought through it. So I sometimes have brain fog, depression, weight gain, sore knees, my goodness gracious. Sometimes I have low emotional intelligence, which means that I react um, based on the situation as opposed to being able to think through it calmly. Sometimes I just like, bam, go from 0 to 10, right? And then have decreased flexibility and my upper body strength and my lower body strength is less than it was, right? So when I jump down and say, I'm going to do some planks, I was shaking and going on, or it's time to do some push-ups. And I served 27 years in the Army. I got to do some push-ups, right? And some, core strength used to be amazing, but not so much. So we start with whatever your situation is. Yours and mine are different, right? And oh, by the way, if you're judging me, I'm going to do like this. Talk to the hand. So decide what it is you want. So now, why is wellness important for leaders? Because you want to be able to have the stamina to to go through the day, to stand, sit, whatever you need to do, to be able to engage with your team. Well, by the way, you got to have a sharp mind, a healthy mind, healthy mindset. And so wellness is more than physical. Look at wellness. Wellness involves physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, all those wellness, all those things that will allow you to live a fulfilled and satisfying life. And so wellness, that's what we're doing. So in the chat, if you would just tell me what maybe 1 or 2 things that might be current for you, a situation for you that you are dealing with as you as we talk about wellness. And it could be, you might have aches and pains. We all have aches and pains, right? Or whatever that might be. So for you, drop that in the chat box so I know I'm not alone. I'm out here sharing, pouring out to you. So go ahead and let me know what you might be dealing with as far as your wellness. So that it is. The first thing is you establish where you are, the things that you are dealing with. And of course, as far as wellness, I have some very positive aspects also, not just negative, not just things that are wrong. There's a lot of things that are great and fantastic also for, as I'm concerned, as I'm talking about wellness. So no, there are some things that I need to work on and some things I'm pretty satisfied with, right? So I have a great sense of humor. My you talk about like uh, you know eyesight and your mouth, all this kind of stuff. My skin is amazing, by the way. So that's really good, right? And so you want to establish where you are right now as a foundation. Then you go and you say, well, okay, what kind of goals do I have? So my goal is to increase my overall wellness uh, in 12 months, right? So I'm going to start in 12 months. Start right now and then go 12 months. Have a wellness journey over the next 12 months. Good morning, Mo from Kentucky. I see you. Woohoo! And so so that's the first thing is establish. The second thing is establish the goal. What's your goal? And your goal is not my goal, right? And so first is you establish where you are, what's your situation. Then you say, okay, this is my goal. My goal is increased to increase my overall wellness, right, over the next 12 months. And then I have my objectives. So you go goals, objectives, strategy. And so I've established a goal, and then the objectives. I actually wrote my objectives down, so I'm gonna share that with you. See right here, you see that? I wrote those down, so I'm gonna share with you my objectives. So I want to reduce inflammation, right? Reduce inflammation. I want to reduce stress. That's part of the objectives, right? Connect with individuals, right? Have positive, healthy connections. Increase flexibility and increase upper and lower strength. And also, there was a time that I could fit into a size 8. So I would say, one of my objectives would be to fit into a size 10, right? And so we go goals, objectives. Now, the objectives are there so we can measure our progress. That's what the objectives are for. And so as you are following along with me, you get out something to write with, or you have your phone, your device, whatever that might be, and you're looking at, and you go ahead and you, with the pen and base paper if you need to, you write down what's my current state of wellness, what's my current state, my financial state, what's my current spiritual state, what's my current emotional state, what's my current mental state, what's my current physical state. You write that down, right? Whatever that might be for you to have a starting point. And then the goal, establish your goal. And then you put those objectives in there so you can measure your progress overall. And you can say for the month, or you can go for, the quarter, whatever it might be. And so now we've talked about our current state, current wellness state, because that's what we're talking about, right? We talked about the goal, setting your goal, I'm setting mine, and the objectives so that we may be able to measure the progress. Of course, back all the way up for the goal, we're setting SMART goals, SMART, and that's the acronym, right? So we can be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time phased, right? Time bound rather. So you set those SMART goals, and then you have the objectives underneath your goal, so you can measure. Then you say, well, what's the strategy? How am I going to get this done? And so you have the different strategies. And so for me, what I did is I said develop a diet with more fish, fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and less sugar and salt, right? So that would be one strategy. And then when am I going to do that? How often? So you just go down the line and figure that out. Another one is I'm going to enforce boundaries. I like enforcing boundaries, actually, right? So I'm going to engage in activities that make me laugh. I want to laugh out loud. Laugh until my belly aches. I want to be around people who celebrate me and not tolerate me, right? And so we want to do that. And I just, so for you figure out what that means for you as far as enforcing boundaries. And then we want to attend, what I wrote over here, my physical, all of my medical appointments, get those things done. So we're talking about over a year. This is my goal, right? Over a year. And then, sleep and water, those types of things. Those are some strategies for me to achieve my wellness goal, to increase my overall wellness. So I hope that makes sense to you as you are focusing on what effective leaders do in those 4 steps. The very first one would be to establish what your current state of being is. And whatever that is, you are attempting to achieve. Well, where am I now? Where's my organization now? Where's my team now? What are we doing now? So what is, basically you want to know, what problem are we actually addressing now? What's the current state of play? And after the strategy, then of course you have to put in some time to assess, to evaluate, so you know whether to adjust or not. And then you're like, okay, that's not working, that is working. That's amazing. And then you go back and you adjust, and you do it all over again. You repeat, right? And so you establish what you want and what your goal is, a SMART goal, and those objectives, so you can measure it, and then the strategies, so you can get it done. Go back and evaluate, and then repeat the process. And all you're doing at that point is putting in the different goals first, you need to know where you are. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. And I'm so excited um, that we have yet another opportunity to become a better version of ourselves, right? Yet another opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. And I want to invite you to at least two things that we have coming up. So, my name's Angela Odom. So I have an Angela O reading list. Angela O reading list. If you go on Instagram, that's exactly what you put in. And we are doing a book discussion, book review of Can't Hurt Me. That's the name of the book by David Goggins on April 28th, Wednesday, April 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern times. When I start talking about times, those are Eastern times, right? I'm in Georgia, or I live in Georgia. And so we're going to do that. And so you just go to angelaodom.com and you get more information. And then I will share it, of course, with you so that you have we're going to do it on Zoom, 1 hour. And of course, the book itself, you can do what most people do. You can either get the audio version, the paperback version, whatever you want, or just go Google it, right? And if you want to get the reading guide that I put together, I'll drop that in here also, so you can have the reading guide. Basically, that means that you'll just be going along with us, and you'll have a better idea of what we're doing. So that's the reading list, right? We do have the next round of our leadership intensive is coming up on May 8th. So just go again to angelaodom.com and sign up for that. I look forward to working with you on your particular goal, right? And we want to always move forward, always move forward. So this will be two opportunities. Of course, the book discussion is free. There's no charge for that. It's a matter of our investing our time into that so we can become better all around leaders, right? And so go ahead and get that book now, and I look forward to engaging with you on April 28th, Wednesday, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then even if you don't have a book, you might just learn something from engaging with others, other like-minded people. And we are, there might be men and women, old and young. I think that'll be good, right? And then of course, you would sign up and pay for attending the Leadership Intensive on May 8th. Just go to angelaodom.com for more information. Okay, with that said, may the good Lord continue to bless each one of you. And remember, 4 steps effective leaders take to achieve results. Just start with where you are right now and making an assessment. And be honest. Be honest. Be honest. My name is Angela Odom, and as always, I'm rooting for you. You all take care.